Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Scorpio, this is going to be your December 2024 read. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Crosswatcher, if that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Discern the messages accordingly. Remember to flip the roles as it applies. Take what's for you, leave the rest behind. You're here, you know how it goes. Thank you to all the likes, shares, subscribes, comments, those who have booked personal reads, and those who have made donations to the channel. I appreciate you all so very greatly. Scorpio, as probably most of you know, and like I said in the weekly, it's sorry for the hiatus, back issues. A reminder from Spirit that I'm getting older, you know, they're like, have a seat. But I do want to share with you, and Spirit's addressing me in this moment to address this to you. And I think in part why is, you know, I've got a lot of major Scorpio placements in my chart myself. Pardon for the bell. The cat is eating and he's got his bell on. It's dinging against his dish. But it was a big learning curve for me to have to sit down, 1:11 on the clock there, to learn to find work-life balance. I think before it was said and done, it was more mentally taxing on me to be away from you all and doing what I love to do than it was the physical pain of the situation with my back. Like I was like, I can't live like this. This is awful. And for those of you that are new or maybe your first time viewers, I do talk a lot about my personal experiences because they have a lot to do with how I've grown, evolved, and learned 30 plus years later of doing this, how I'm able to do what I do and why I do what I do, right? So it's important sometimes, not just for myself, but for other readers to be able to share those experiences with you. And it's not just jabbering. It is a divine guidance from Spirit that says, hey, here's your experience. Now you need to talk about this because it's going to take place in the lives of others in some form. You can empathize with that. And it's important that, you know, as I say that, like I've just got this massive chill, like just chills all down my body. It was a big thing for me to have to learn where to cut other things out. And Spirit, say it. I seen 2, 3, 4 on the clock, and I was going to let it go. And they're like, no, say it. So there it is. Scorpio, I feel like this reading is going to be a lot of synchronicities for you. A lot of heartfelt, emotional, your heart space may be getting ready to bust open, to step into a place of love. And probably throughout December, some aggravation of people like trying to find it within you to lovingly let things down and lovingly let things go, to the best that you know how to. And it's like, you know, I think I said in your weekly, like it was like titled like, you know, put your singer away or something, I don't know, or don't explode, don't let this become an explosion, something like that, I don't know. But it's the idea that we're moving out of that abrasive FU kind of energy. I mean, is it going to pop up from time to time? Sure it will. But it's changing. It's changing. And you have to trust that change. So Scorpio, I'm going to do your reading a little differently than I've done the others. I'm feeling very inclined to do it that way. I think Pluto with Aquarius is having a massive effect on you, the day-to-day living, the day-to-day people, the day-to-day things, what you're reading, what you're taking in, who you're communicating with. Scorpio, Spirit, chills again. You're getting ready. And I know we've talked about this before. You're letting this go. You're letting that go. You're cutting this person out. You're cutting that off. You were doing it in a fashion for the last couple of years as like a prep. It was a preparation for what was to come. If you didn't learn your boundaries. So every time that I'm like, Scorpio, you're done. Scorpio, you're done. Scorpio, you're like, fuck yeah, right? Like, it's been because you were learning how to say no. Like I said, no in November, right? Like learning how to say no, learning how to hold space for others, yet holding space for yourself, having respect for yourself, more importantly, throughout it all, and knowing when to make those moves in a way that you were becoming more patient in the course of time. And that you're moving out of this view sight. You're moving out of this traditional Scorpio way. You're always going to be a Scorpio at heart, right? That's always who you are. That's who you've been, who you're always going to be. But you could be redefining what Scorpio looks like. And that could also be coming out of your shadow side. Potentially an ego death here, Scorpio. Spirit's saying, and I feel like this is a conversation you may be having with somebody who may be more abrasive than you. You could kind of be looking at this other person and going, shit, I see me in you 10 years ago. I see you in me 5 years ago. I see you in me when I was 17 years old. I know where that pain comes from. I know where that reaction comes from. I know why you're behaving the way you are because I have been there. And you are changing the face of the way this world is going to look at things. You are changing the face of the way that people around you who are worth keeping are going to view things. Scorpio, you're getting ready to play a very pivotal role in the lives of very, very many people in ways that I don't think you ever could have thought possible. And Spirit, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And Scorpio, who is beholding you? There's another point here. Who is beholding you? Who is loving you? Who is holding you in the regard, the respect, the support in which you deserve? Is there anybody right now? That's a big question. Like, I got the chills. They're multiplying here. Like, you got some grease going on, you know? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull some different cards for you all. That was all the intuitive spirits, like, put it out there. So here we are, Scorpio. December, I think, is going to be a very interesting, life-changing, introspective high for you, okay? And it's happening all, Spirit's saying, all in the blink of an eye, too. Like, it's like waking up one day, it's like a timeline shift, a paradigm shift where you go, oh, where am I? Whoa, who am I? What just happened? Life is changing quickly. And I think I said a couple weeks ago, like your timeline, like I always said, like I felt like my timeline was a couple of years ahead, and then I'd have people come in, I'm like, oh hell, I've just been through that. That's it. That's peanuts. Let's talk about it, right? Your timeline, and I'm not putting myself above anybody else in any regard, so please understand that. But those experiences, it's like mine are happening, and then your timeline is getting closer to mine. I don't know why I want to put it that way. I do know Spirit's telling me it's that way, but it's starting to make quicker sense somehow. So this could just be the experience, the wisdom, the wise old owl, right? So let's see, Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio the month of December, please, Spirit? It's almost like you already know. Big surprise, Scorpio. Intuitive Scorpio, you already know. 13, that's your number. 44, so 13 and 44. You could be seeing 4s, 13s, also 31. Scorpio, what you grieve is not lost. Everything has and will be returned to you in another form. If you feel like your work, your people, your home, if anything feels like it's been pulled out from underneath you, it will be replaced. Something bigger, something better, something far more aligned with your soul. An amplified power. Your energy is being amplified. You hold the power of the Ascended Masters. Many of you, via meditations, past life regressions, things like that, I would encourage you, if you've not done those things, start researching them, start digging in. And pardon me, I'm still not 100% a-okay, so I keep fidgeting. If you've not dug into that stuff yet, do so. Start to find out your spiritual origin, not just your family lineage. Okay? Like, I know for me specifically, I've got ties to Mary Magdalene by way of some other people that I've done a little bit of intuiting with. May have some connections to not Aphrodite, oh my god, my brain, Hecate. So there are other origins here for you, okay, not just family. All right, the sun body, diamond sun body. You have a gift that no other can offer. You are unique and you have your part to play in the creation of our new earth. Expansive growth. Scorpio, that card has come out for you for the last couple of months, on and off, when I've used this deck. 8. You are experiencing an infinite loop of expansion. Sagittarius season is all about expansive growth. And Scorpio, you're stepping into new gifts that you may not understand. It's like, I never seen myself doing it this way. You could stay in the same work field. You could stay in the same relationship. You could stay in the same of a lot of things. But the way that it's been done, the way that you have seen it to be, it doesn't show up like that anymore. You're like, I never would have thought in a million years that this is what I would be doing with this. Right? It's like having a degree in something. And you can use it in some regard, but it's not the way that you thought you would be using it. Like, maybe you went into criminal justice and you're like, I'm gonna, I don't know, go work at the police department. I don't know what I'll even use a criminal justice degree for, honestly. But instead, you're out advocating for domestic violence victims instead. You're doing something still in that ballpark, but something completely different in a way you never imagined you would do. It's time to grow, Scorpio. And I remember saying to you a couple of videos back, probably the beginning of November, the numbers 5 and 8. Scorpio, I've got 3 cards on the table. 2 of them are an 8, 1 of them are a 5. You are going through rapid fire changes that in certain moments create mass anxiety and are confusing as all hell. And then it's like, I can come out of that and I can breathe again. And then the next thing happens. And you're like, what is this? It's expansion. In ways that you cannot see. Pluto and Aquarius. Okay? Very important energies here. Spirit's having me move these around a little bit, so we're going to sit those there and put that there. All right, let's see here. What else do we got going on? Scorpio, let's see. When I tell you that you are leaving things behind, talk about the power of purpose. Trine and sextile symbiosis. 10th house authority. What I'm picking in exploration. What I'm picking, one, travel. Travel. A lot of you, whether they're short trips, long trips, across the world kind of country trips. I'm not going to say that. We're going to leave it there. Take trips as you perceive it to be. Leave it at that. Scorpio, you are creating a new family dynamic. So whether this is letting go of family members in which you've shared a bloodline with, whether this is bringing those bloodlines back together to heal because there's an awareness in that. This is creating your own soul family. I think all of you are getting more in touch with soul family. You know, those families that genuinely have your back. You're willing to explore how those two things also mix together. This isn't just like, oh, I've got this group of friends and we're all going to my mom's for Thanksgiving dinner. This is, as they say, great minds think alike. Like it has a very different meaning to it. And that's something that is important for you to know, to be aware of moving forward when things start to happen. I think they're already happening. This authority card is, I heard Spirit say, you don't, or repeat, please. You can't tell me what to do. So this is like, being a teenager and you're 17 and you're still living in mom and dad's house and they're saying something, you're like, I'm almost an adult. You can't tell me what to do anymore. Scorpio, you're not rebelling, but you are fed up. It's like somebody sending you a text message. Anybody who's ever demanded anything of your time, and they, instead of saying, hey, would you mind, or could you please, they're going, hey, do this. Do what? You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to demand something of me. And it's not rebelling. It's a deeper, more profound, here is my damn birthright of respect for myself. Respect thyself, Scorpio. And for those who don't respect you, and we always say, like, the people that don't like your boundaries, they don't respect your boundaries. This isn't even a boundary thing. This is, do you genuinely respect me for who I am? Because before, I think it's been more on a shallow surface 3D level of, this person doesn't understand me. Why are they that way? All those kinds of things. And now it's looking at other people who have played this massive role in your life, and you're going, do you even know who I am? Do you know the first thing about me? Can you tell me X, Y, and Z? I don't want to know what my favorite color is. I don't want to know what you think my favorite make and model of a car is. Where my dream vacation is. Dig deep. Dig deep and tell me about me on an emotional level. How well do you know me? Because if you knew me as well as you thought you did, you would never treat me the way that you do. They don't understand, Scorpio, the emotional self in which you are. And now for probably the first time in your entire life, you're starting to give yourself the emotional respect that you deserve. And now that you feel this emotional respect, now that you respect who you are, you respect the fact that you've changed, you're respecting the fact that your differences are beautifully shining, that you have transformed, you have transmuted, you have, done a complete 180. Once you are finally comfortable in that, or at least starting to accept it, it's not a bad thing. You're letting go of the opinions of others' viewpoints of who they think Scorpio is supposed to be. 1818 on the clock. The illusion, right? That's the moon card. The illusion of who people thought you were supposed to be to them, or how they wanted to perceive you, how they wanted to take in Scorpio, the role, the light label, the title that Scorpio was supposed to have per them. And you have washed away that persona of who they have said you are supposed to be. And you respect yourself for who the fuck you truly are. You're looking at these places, these people, and you're going, you don't even know who I am. What a fucking wake-up call, Scorpio. Talk about a reality check. They don't even know who you are. They might know that you like Italian food. They might know that you hate popcorn. You're not a movie watcher. You don't like to drink. They could tell you all the day-to-day stuff about you. But when it comes to you in here, they're fucking clueless. Again, massive wake-up call. This is you reclaiming the authority and the power over yourself, and says, if you don't know me, if you're not willing to climb those mountains to know me, why in the hell are you even here at all? It changes the face and the structure of everything in your life. big, big difference, Scorpio. Massive. What else for Scorpio? Structure. Just that, their progressions, journey. I told you, taking trips. This trip is a timeline shift of the ages per Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Aries, act. Scorpio, whatever you're being prepared for, and I would tell you, if you've got Aries placements, check out the Aries December video that I just posted. I think that was uploaded yesterday, okay? This progressions, journeys, Saturn structures, it is, I could go moving away, right? You're moving away from things. There's a lot of movement coming in, Scorpio. It's like you're counting down the days, the hours to a big structural change for yourself, whether this is a move, this is a job, this is a personal freedom. You're counting down the days to you here. It's time to go. It's go time. It's time to shift all of this bullshit out of my life. And it's like someone else too, Scorpio, could be going, I know my days with Scorpio are numbered. I know that their patience with me is waning. And 111 again, also, Spirit is bringing up 11 and 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, 111, 11110 also, so 11, 110, all specific and important numbers here, Scorpio. It's like they are aware that it's like, I just see like the sand timers, right? I forget what they call those. It's already been flipped, and there's about this much sand left in there, and they know it. The time is almost up, and Scorpio, they know that whatever they've done, so whether, Scorpio, I feel like this is coming in from 1,000 different directions, I'm going to be honest with you. Your parents, maybe they're questioning the time they've got left to live in general, and I know that sounds kind of morbid in a sense, but it's the truth. Or they maybe want to make things right. The time that in distance, maybe between you and a sibling or a relative, you know, cousins or something, between you and friends as well. It's the time and the distance, Scorpio. This is, I think, in your personal world from the life that you have built as an adult. The people that have been a part of it, that have come and gone, those that are still kind of around, the people that, you know, you've built your own home with, friends, you could call it what was temporary soul family structures as well, I'm going to say, that you've kind of grown apart. This could be past relationships or contracts you're still tied into. But Scorpio, anything in the past 12 years that has been attached to you in any capacity, 23, like there's big emphasis on numbers here, Scorps. It's a 5 with the 12th house. Pluto, Scorpio, Aquarius. This introspection is, it's like everybody knows you're getting ready to take a fucking leap, and they don't know where to. They don't know why. They don't know really what it means, but it's got them running scared. Because if you leave a situation, what does that mean for them? What does that do for their life? Does it upend their structures because you take out and seek a new soul's journey, a new part of your ascension? Or are you going to take them with you? It's like a parent going to their child, like, your dad and I are going to go take a weekend vacation. You're going to Nana's. Why can't we go? Right? There's a fear. Oh my God, that's not fair. You're going without me. You need a moment of time for yourself just as much as anybody else. What's that look like for you? Because this is an arrival, Scorpio, where you immerse yourself in the beauties of life, in this one life, Spirit saying, in this one life to live, where you finally get to be free and live your purpose. And these people in the background know that if they've done shitty, horrible things, I don't know why I want to say they've tried to set you up, they've lied about you, they've gossiped about you, they've done all of this god-awful nastiness to you. The days of that, and I think, and I got the chills up my legs, down my arms, there is some divine protection to Scorpio on the other side of something that says, hey, you don't get to do this anymore. It's putting a halt, and is part of that, this, Scorpio, your karma, right? Like you walked into this world not knowing you were going to be some sort of karma, but here we are again, Scorpio. It keeps evolving, right? This is those people knowing that whatever ploy that they've ran, whatever lies that they've spewed, whatever shit talking they've done, that something in their specific world is getting ready to blow up on them. As they say, let the trash take itself out. That's what's happening. And Scorpio, all they can do is, it's like you don't even know where you're going right now. You just know you're going. You're going somewhere. To the living room, to the bathroom, to the grocery store, whatever, right? But you're going somewhere, and they know this. And it's becoming more and more evident that this abundance is coming in for you. This change, like something has happened. Like Scorpio, somehow somebody's seeing something of you that they're going, wait a minute, what's Scorpio doing? And if this is somebody from the past that you really don't communicate with, maybe they see you post something. Maybe, hang on a second. Maybe they see you post something. Maybe they hear through the grapevine that you've done X, Y, and Z, right? If this is somebody you're dealing with daily, from the time that they met you to now, they could see all these really big changes within you, and you're not the same person. And it's like, oh, I feel us growing apart. What's going on? Scorpio, you're meant for greatness. They may not like it. They may not understand it, but they know it. And this is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on here, okay? Like I did not think that this reading would look this way, and I kept going, oh, I wonder when Scorpio's card's going to come out to do their reading. And it didn't even come out today, but when I picked up the little deck that I use, there you were. And you kept kind of popping up in the background, it was like one of those like pick me, right, on the kickball team, pick me. Scorpio's like, pick me. Oh, Scorpio, I picked you today. So there you go. You've been chosen. You are the chosen ones. All right, let's clarify this. Trine, sextile, 10th house, spirit, magician, the world. Talk about closing up a cycle. Holy crap. Boom, boom. I just said a little bit ago, it's like you were going through those cycles, right? Like we talked about, Scorpio, I'm done, I'm over it. It was a learning curve, right? You had to wrap up a set of lessons. You had to wrap up a set of, like, here's the title on the wall. Scorpio completed level 1. Scorpio completed level 2. Scorpio completed level 3, letter A. Like there were all of these little things this year, Scorpio, that you had to test out, try, figure out. Is this for me? Is this not for me? I'm fed up. I'm aggravated. I'm pissed off. You've done me in one last time. Like I gave you another chance. Like all of these things, all of the things. You had to have these experiences. And the whole time, magician to the world. Magician to the world. Bring in the experience, close it out. Bring it in, close it out. Right? That's been it. You were learning how to take power back. You were learning how to take control. You were patiently moving through it, but yet frustrated along the way. I mean, you're human nonetheless, right? Good stuff, Scorps. Good stuff. High Priestess, 3 of Wands. They don't know where you're going, but they know. You don't know where you're going, but you know. Waiting for that moment, right? That 3 of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. It is the vast horizon that awaits you. It is everything that you know, and yet everything that you don't yet know that you know. Everything that I just said. This is turning your back to lies. This is turning your back to anything that has not been seen and been straightforward with you. This is moving from the 2 to the 3. I've sat in this for so long, and I usually see the High Priestess as something magnificently beautiful, but the way I see her right now is a bit illusionary. She also knows more than she's saying. Again, she knows that she knows. She doesn't know what she knows, but she knows, and she knows she's moving on. They don't know what they know, but they know you're turning your back. No two greater cards to depict everything that I just said. This is a reclaiming of your personal freedom. The moon, did I just talk? I said 1818. The moon energy, there it is. Cancerian energy. Scorpio. If you have had a Cancer person on your mind who you've not seen in a while, who you likely had some minced words with, we'll call it minced words, 3131. Their sideshow could be going very sideways. And it's like, maybe I can reapproach this. Maybe I could reapproach Scorpio under these terms and conditions. Scorpio, the reality, I'm going to be very blunt and brutal. They don't have the balls. They know, and it doesn't have to be Cancer, by the way, but it could very well be. They know damn well. Same with Aries. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. Could be any sign, but those two are prominent. They know, like, whatever they did to burn a bridge with you, they scorched it. They didn't just, like, when they decided to strike that nerve within you, they did more than strike a nerve. They went for the jugular. And Scorpio, King of Swords, they could have been tied to a Libra. Oh, no. Like, you just don't go there. Scorpio, you're extremely intuitive. You know this. I know this. The good Lord knows this. The funny part about it is this person knows this. And they really thought, like, it's almost like, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a little bit of personal info. I had an ex some years ago, and he would get pissed at me. I mean, I did this every day. He knew damn well what I did. It was nothing new. I would tell things that there's no way in hell I should have known. Missing people, all kind of crazy stuff. And I would know what he was going to do before he did it. I could tell him to the dollar amount what he just did. And he would look at me and go, it doesn't make sense. I don't know how you know. Look who you're talking to. Right? Scorpio, you could have called somebody out on some shit. And they're like, that's not true. That's not what happened. Whining about it. And you're like, cut me a damn break. Seriously? You're gonna sit here and look at me and lie to my face? You're gonna tell me this version of events, or not, omit, more so omitting certain things and pretending like I wouldn't know? You know me, right? You're supposed to know me. You're supposed to know me. You're supposed to know more than my favorite color and my ideal vacation spot. But you don't know me. You think you do. And that's the mysteriousness of Scorpio. They have no fucking idea who you truly are. Scorpio, there are things that you are not sharing with people right now. Good for you. They think they know. They have no idea. Fabulous. Fabulous. Well played, Scorpio. Well played, by the way. King of Swords. Talk about knowing. Talk about that knowing. That High Priestess, she knows what she knows. She doesn't speak upon it. It's secret. Key's locked up, right? But he knows. And they know, right? There's a whole lot of knows. K-O, K-N-O-W. No. Knowing. There's a whole lot of knowing here. And it's like nobody's saying a word. At least, Spirit says at least the smart ones aren't talking. You may be dealing with a few people too, Scorpio, that they just don't know when to shut up. They are, again, their own undoing. It's like, wait a minute, what'd you just say to me? And then you turn around and you say something else? Did you think I wasn't paying attention? You set your own self up for failure. Scorpio, there's a whole lot of like revelation, reality checks coming in. Can you hear that car alarm? Red flag. Like I'm hearing red flag, like every time red flag. Like who the hell do they're so used to playing with people who have no common sense. They don't trust their intuition. They're crowded by noise. Talk about low vibing people. And it's not that anybody's better than another person, right? But are you aware? Do you get it? Are you tuned in? These are not tuned in people, Scorpio. They thought that they could kind of hang on to your coattails or be a part of something with you, and you would just placate from here to eternity what they wanted and demanded of you. And that's not happening here anymore. All right, what else here? Progression and journey, Spirit. What else does Scorpio need to know? 3 of Cups. I told you, finding that soul family. Very, very likely dealing with a Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo also. I feel like Leo is like just the sun. I don't think you're necessarily, I mean, you could be dealing with a Leo, maybe Leo rising, Spirit saying, but I feel like that Leo energy is the sun. You could have a Leo friend who is a lot of light in your life. Spirit saying too, you could have a Leo who is giving you some light not light information as in like not that heavy, but light information as it's illuminating something to you as well. So be aware of that. This 3 of Cups with the journey, the Justice card. Balance is this, it's a matter of time till balance was going to be restored. A matter of time till the right people were brought together. This is just a matter of time. Things could not stay the way that they were. And I think a lot of people around you got very comfortable with you being someone they assumed they knew. And now it's like, oh, I'm taking my cup and I'm going somewhere else, right? Like I'll share my toys with you until you abuse my toys. I'm picking my toys up and I'm going somewhere else. Scorpio, you're picking your toys up and you're going somewhere else. The toy that they've been using has been you. Again, a matter of self-respect. What is the structure about, Spirit, for Scorpio? Temperance, could be dealing with the Sag, Ace of Wands. Scorps, you could have a person in your life who their idea of enlightenment is physicality with you, sexuality with you. Scorpio, I'm going to dare to say this. Some of you who are going through ascension symptoms could be, I don't know that I would go so far as to call it celibate, but we'll call it a dry spell. Like, how else do I explain that? You're like, you are not taking any more of my energy, right? Like that is, that can be a huge drain for a Scorpio, and not in a positive way, right? Like, let's call it for what it is here. It's just like, no. Like, if that's what you're showing, that's shallow, right? It's fucking shallow. There is nothing, man, woman, them, they, period, that anybody else can do for you that you can't do for yourself. So you take that however you want to. Wink, wink. And it's like, I will assure my own personal happiness before I'll be damned if you're going to lay a finger on me. I'm good, thank you. Scorpio, people who are showing up in this shallow energy, like in all seriousness, people who are showing up in this shallow energy, sex, money, materialism, greed, demeaning, demanding, low vibing, cowards, users, abusers. It's like, ugh, don't touch me. Ugh. I gotta get away from this. Can't do this anymore. Don't want to do this anymore. It's not for me. It is not for me. Your heart is aligning you to the golden path ahead. I feel like your heart space is finally starting to realize that loving people, places, even things, right? You might have something you're emotionally attached to for sentimental reasons. That you can love those things and they could still disappoint. But it doesn't mean it's got to be painful. It doesn't mean that you should never love, you should never feel, you should never enjoy life because you've had shitheads pop up in and out of your life. You've had experiences that were meant to just tear you apart and break you down. Some of you, Spirit is saying, you're not quite ready to admit the fact that you want to love. And it doesn't mean romantic love. It just means to open up. Your heart space is needing you to open up. They want you to open up. And the fact that you are paying attention now to what does not feel solid, that feels demeaning, that feels demanding, that feels like they're, Scorpio, do this, Scorpio, do that. Like, all of a sudden, like, before you would just be like, okay, tuck your head and keep going. Now it's like, wait, just wait a minute here. What? That's not how we do things. We're not doing it this way. Like, these people have a very misconstrued version of two things, Scorpio. One, the person that you used to be when they first laid eyes on you. Or that impression that you left them with of who you were from the start. Maybe you were having a bad day and they thought you were like, oh, needy or something. I don't know, right? We all have different types of days. And they see the label that they've put on you as to who they wanted you to be. So they seen you for who they thought you were, and they seen you for who they wanted you to be. But they never seen you for you. Now, there's a little bit of worry around that for them. For Scorpio, advice: separation, missing you, competition. You know, it's one of those things, if you can't beat them, join them, Scorpio. Once you separate, or when you've already separated yourself from some of these people, and they realize that, like, when they've gone off in the last, I don't know how many years, and they thought that without you, it's like, oh yeah, well, watch me, I'll show you, Scorpio, what the hell do you know? And you've gone out there and you've proven yourself, not for them, but for, you know, yourself, or just having goals or whatnot. And they made you their competition in any avenue. And Scorpio didn't fold. Scorpio didn't bend. Scorpio didn't break. Maybe you were on your knees some nights praying to God. Maybe some nights you were on your back in your bed bawling profusely. Maybe you curled up in the shower in the fetal position and thought, God, I don't know how much more I can take. But you never gave up. You got back up, you dusted yourself off, and you got back in it, and you fought the good fight, Scorpio. You pulled yourself through the depths of your own despair when other people couldn't show up authentically. And now, the whole, if you can't beat them, join them, they realize, Scorpio, that you are, again, meant for great things. You're destined for great things. They see Scorpio expanding. They see that they can't keep up with what you've been able to transmute because it comes naturally to you. Maybe Scorpio will forgive me. Maybe I can talk the good talk into Scorpio's life again. Maybe I can explain that I was having a bad day. I didn't even look till just now. Behind that 7 of Swords is the devil. If this, and the moon, oh my God, talk about some serious fuckery for their own personal gain. King of Wands. Scorpio, I'm going to tell you this too. For some of you talking about all this moving, do not. And I don't tell people what you need to do, but I'm going to tell you very heavily, I'm going to strongly advise. If you are planning on moving in the near future, and you've talked in the past about buying or renting or whatever this move is, an investment, right? Whatever investment, doesn't even have to be a physical move, but an investment of something in with somebody else that is from the past who has been in and out, we'll call it. And now that you're getting ready to do something, they show up and go, okay, I was against this, from the start, but I'm ready, Scorpio. Do not contractualize yourself to somebody else, because they will fuck you the first chance they get, and it will not be in a good way. Mind my words. I think you can save these videos or whatnot, go back and rewatch them or something like that. Like, save this one. Come back and see me in 6 months. Seriously. Because you need, and then of course, Scorpio, be aware. They're coming in to charm you, use you, and abuse you. And then when you self-respect, no, I'm good, thank you. Oh, Scorpio did me so wrong. How could they do that to me? In case they didn't know, there you be. You are the phoenix. You rise. You will not fall. You don't have it in you to fall or fail. You might learn some lessons, but you'll never fail. And there's a big difference. They thought they knew you. They know nothing at all. Advice for Scorpio. The butterfly. Yeah, they're going to try to come back around. I've changed. I'm different. It'll be different this time around. Reminiscing, missing you. All of a sudden, now we want to put in the work to something. This person was a reason, a season. These people, Scorpio, were a reason and a season. They aren't legitimate soulmates. So if you're questioning if you're with your twin flame, odds are you're probably not. Okay? Some people, I think there's a specific person around you that's got many options. They're just stringing you along for the fun. But I also feel like you've been on the move from the start, going, I don't need to deal with this person. I'm just going to cut this off from the start. But I think you probably, being your caring, empathetic nature, just give them a chance to prove themselves. I feel like this particularly was short-lived. Yeah. Revelation of the truth, things coming to light. Boom, bingo. Again, if you feel like you've been dealing with the twin flame, it is not a twin flame. I really don't think so, right? Discern accordingly, but I really don't think that's the case. And advice for what is to come for Scorpio. Cupid's arrows, Scorpio. It's kind of on the in-between there, but it's, look, I said you're opening your heart space. I'm not even that's a whole bending down thing I ain't trying to do right now and figure it out. But it says Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation, struck by love. After a period of healing, Scorpio. You're letting go of the toxic bullshit, the abusive bullshit, the manipulating bullshit. You put a label on it with bullshit. You are healing those things within you. And this whole me being a doormat for people, like if that's where I have to sell myself, if that's what I have to commit to, I won't commit to anything at all. Future advice for Scorpio. You will continue to build upon what you know to be important to you. And that's, look at that, healthy choices. Letting things from the past be done, freedom and liberation. And you're going to indulge in the self, Scorpio, and you should. Time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation, self-worth, and value. Phenomenal month of December, Scorps. Little details in between, we'll pick those up on the weeklies. But this is good stuff. Good for you. Kudos to you. I love this. Scorpio, you know it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I love hearing from all of you. I love just the likes and the comments, and you guys share so much with me. You're amazing. I appreciate you all so very much. You know, well, I don't know, we'll talk about it later. Like, just the good stuff that's happened this year with this channel. I'm super over the moon and grateful for that. So, good stuff, Scorpio. So like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. Info in the description box below. About section of the page. Channel memberships, if you have not joined us yet, join us. Join the channel memberships. I would recommend the spiritual healing series. Other videos and things get posted over there. Great way to learn more. And I get a little more, little softer on that side of it, I guess. Call it that. I don't know. You guys get a little bit more of me than you do here. So, all right. Sending you all tons of love. Take care of yourself, Scorpio. I will see you all again soon. Bye.